Hi, my name is Alpacapin. This is Draugen Part 3. Last time we buried a corpse. Buried a corpse, now we're having a very leisure conversation with Lissie. We're supposed to find a bed to go sleep. Teddy over here insisted that he sleep in the, on the couch in case the Fretlins come back. What is this?
What did you find?
Someone tried to burn this. It's addressed to Mrs. Fretland. My dearest Anna. It's from her sister, Margaret. Frederick's wife. The two brothers married sisters, remember?
Yes, and it's adorable. Keep reading.
I really shouldn't.
Really? How else are we going to figure out what happened? Keep reading.
My dearest Anna, I miss you so very, very much. The baby is due soon, and I wish for our family to reunite before... It's been 7 years since the dreadful incident at the mine. Can we not convince Frederick and Johann to forgive and forget? I know there are things Frederick has not told me about what they found and why they parted ways. Their grudge is tearing us all apart. Frederick won't even let me speak to half of our neighbors, accusing them of treason. He's so very angry and full of regrets. It's eating him up. And we...
And we what?
The rest is unreadable.
Margaret reached out to her sister, but I guess it didn't work.
This was written before Simon was born, but burned recently.
But how do you know it was recent? What? How can you leave meat out here? How long has this been abandoned? That's a thick thigh. I don't think there's anything else in this room. We couldn't open that door over there, so let's just head to bed. Oh yes, we should return the hat first. Here you go.
What are you doing?
Betty will want these back.
I don't think it's healthy.
Not now, please. I'm exhausted.
Eddie, please, don't have a mental breakdown. I can feel it. It's coming.
Quite the day, huh?
I'm ready to pass out. Where will you sleep?
I'll be up for a while. My mind's simply racing.
Don't stay up late. Wake me if you hear the Fretlands arriving.
Of course. And I'll keep my eyes open for any ghosts that might want to haunt you in your sleep.
There are no...
Hush now. Sleep.
Day 3. It's scary how that mannequin's starting to look more and more like a person. Next time we wake up, we're gonna see her in the corner of our eye and we're gonna scream. Lissie, where have you gone?
Alice!
Upstairs!
Upstairs? You're doing fiddling around in there.
Is that you?
Their bedroom. Oh, this is a very nice place. We'll come back and explore everything else later. Let's just go greet Alice first.
This is her room.
Hmm?
Are you paying attention? Ruth. Can you imagine? One moment you're living a perfectly happy life, and then... nothing. Darkness. Forever and ever. Maybe there's something here that can tell us what happened to her.
This is a waste of my time.
We might be the only ones left to tell her story, Edward.
You're just being melodramatic. I'll help you look. There's still no sign of the Fretlands.
Maybe they left town after Ruth died.
What's the point of this? I should be looking for Betty.
I hate you sometimes.
Okay. There's nothing we can do.
What am I looking for?
Anything out of the ordinary. Something that could explain what happened to Ruth.
This is real life, not a whodunit by Agatha Christie. There won't be a convenient series of clues leading to a tidy conclusion.
Says you.
Women and their feminine wiles. Us men, we have a weakness for that. There's a certain look that women give you and you just... you just cave. You do it begrudgingly. That is creepy. That doll is just watching you, Ruth, when she sleeps. Alright.
Ruth was an artist.
This is very primitive.
Have you ever met a child, Edward? She wasn't Monet. She was 8. This must be the village church. That's Ruth and her family on one side of the aisle. Simon and his father on the other.
A community divided.
She was not an artist. She was an artiste.
She found something.
Where's that supposed to be?
A cave. Or the...
Mine. It could be. But what did she find?
something important enough to draw.
Draugen.
Hey, the undead monster from those folk tales you read.
What an odd book for a child to have.
I don't know. Children love scary stories. This looks interesting. Read some of it to me, please.
Talking about the book or the picture? You were talking to the picture, but we were talking about the book. Get your priorities straight, Lissie.
In Norwegian folklore, the appearance of Draugen, the reanimated corpse of a drowned mariner, heralds death. Draugen haunts the black seas in a shattered boat. The beast has a man's body and wears a sou'wester. But instead of a head, there is tangled seaweed, and the revenant's chilling cry freezes mortal blood to ice. Draugen has the power to enter the dreams of the living. If you wake from such a dream, you have been spared, though someone close to you... That's enough of that. It's nonsense, of course. Not something a child should be reading.
Do you think Draugen took our boat? Maybe he's out there, on the fjord, waiting for nightfall so he can return to shore.
No.
Your soul lacks poetry, Edward Charles Harden. I pity you. That must be Ruth and Simon's fathers.
Perhaps. They weren't on the best of terms.
They look like they want to kill each other.
To a child, maybe it looked worse than it was.
Children are more insightful than you give them credit for, Teddy Bear.
Oh, a lot of books. She was pretty studious. And a heater, too. A personal heater. That's pretty impressive. I thought most houses during this time period would have, like, vents and a central heating system to carry... They were like heated pipes. They'd run through the walls and then it'd heat up the house that way. But to have a personal heater here... Look at all the smoke, the tar, and the buildup. Must be very unhealthy to breathe in at night.
She made her bed that morning. Before she...
Or her parents did. It doesn't matter. It tells us nothing.
Why are you like this today? Betty's not the only person in the world that matters.
She matters the most to me.
Ain't that the truth? Ruth never finished this. What does that spell? F-O-R-B.
For Banelson. The curse.
Who's that figure supposed to be? It's creepy. It looks a bit like the Draugen in her book.
A figment of her imagination. But the box she drew... It looks like this box under her desk.
Really? Let me see. Pull it out.
I don't know about this. Should we be looking into a young maiden's treasure box? I feel naughty.
What is this?
I believe this might qualify as actual treasure.
Is that Norwegian money?
Sort of, but ancient.
Ooh.
Viking coins.
Are they valuable?
Not in terms of monetary value, but historically. Well, they belong in a museum.
Looks like Ruth had her own private museum.
Why would a child have these artifacts?
She must have enjoyed collecting and playing with them.
These are much too precious to play with. She should have given these to an adult.
She was a child, Edward. To her, they were just shiny toys. Wait! The pin! On the doll!
This is where it came from, her collection.
But where did she find these treasures?
If we're to believe her drawing, perhaps the mine. She may have found a gravesite. Wherever she found them, she wanted to keep them hidden.
You think someone found out?
These items wouldn't necessarily be worth much, except to a historian or archaeologist.
What if this is how... I mean, if someone learned she'd been collecting treasures, they might be willing to do terrible things.
Uh-oh.
There's a story here. The treasure box, the drawings.
The overactive mind of an imaginative child.
Well, she didn't imagine the Viking artifacts. You shouldn't be so dismissive. The drawings could be her way of dealing with traumatic events.
This is what happens when I read you the principles of psychology. You get notions.
You say that like it's a bad thing. Ruth was troubled. The village was troubled, and... Is that a bell?
The church bell. Someone's here. Maybe... Betty.
Why would Betty ring the church bell?
Perhaps she's in trouble. I need to get to the church right now.
Wait, isn't it more likely to be the person you saw the other night? We should be careful.
I told you, I'm not sure that was anything. Come on.
Go ahead. I'll catch up with you before you get there. I need a minute to think about all of this.
I have a bad feeling
anyone?
about this.
It must be inside the church.
It's so far away, and it's kind of misty today again, kind of foggy. All right, before we leave, I want to check out that other room. Whoever's there, if they're ringing the bell, that means they're probably still gonna be there, right? This irks me. When you get up, you push your seat in. No, that's not what you're supposed to be doing, Edward. Oh my. Oh, so when we sit down, we get this very cinematic cutscene panorama type thing. I like it. This could be a great outro. I now know about all these resting spots. I have power. So these are little nooks and like couches or something. We should read this. Never mind. If Edward's not gonna read it to me, I'm not reading it myself. No siree. I've done enough reading. The piano. Are you a musician? What a nice song. There's something about these older pianos that just, it gives off a very, I don't want to say rustic, but it's a pleasure to play on. They have, each piano has its own distinct feel, and those older types of pianos, they feel great. Don't get me wrong, nothing can compare to like the crispness of a grand piano, but those old country saloon pianos, greatness. Another maiden's room. Who is here? Who slept here? I thought it was just the mom, dad, and the daughter. Don't tell me they slept in separate rooms. That's so sad. So lonely. Ooh, it's locked. Okay, I'll be back. Don't you worry, Fretlins. I'll scour every corner of your home. There's nothing out here, but whoever's ringing that bell is awfully, persistent. They really want to get our attention. Maybe we should grab one of these sticks. Are those rapiers? I don't even know what they are. They're little pokey sticks with wheels on the end of them. The game seems to have glitched out. There's a little read thing in the corner. Ah, place is beautiful. We're almost there. It's almost in sight. Work those legs, Edward, old boy. Oh, and the goat's still there. He's just chilling, eating some grass. It's a good day. How did they get inside if it's still boarded up? What the fuck?
Do you think that maybe
No.
Betty...
I'd know.
But
You wouldn't understand. Elizabeth and I, we have a bond.
God, Edward. Your obsession with her is really starting to grate.
I don't know about grading, but it is getting slightly freaky. Slightly.
No one's touched these since yesterday. Regardless of how they got past the boards, there's someone in there.
Ooh. It's so dark. I'm scared. Alright, let's... I don't know. Come on. Boards.
Who did this?
Someone who'd lost their faith.
Gone fishing?
God is not here.
Well, of course he isn't. You won't find God in a church. God is the wind in the trees, the grass between your toes, the brook that runs
That's
through...
nature, not God.
Can you peek through the boards?
No, someone's gonna jump out at me and poke my eye. Ah. Oh boy. Oh Jesus.
No,
Listen! The bell! They're still in there!
Look at Jesus. His sexy ass self. And he's all ripped. He's just showing off. Look at my sexy body. Look at these abs. Oh, I'm so jealous. I don't suppose we could get in from here either, yeah.
Hello? I heard the bell.
This is giving me
I'm
the
here to help.
heebie-jeebies.
These boards look flimsy enough to break.
I don't know about break, but I'm sure you could pry them off. I'm sure they only have a few nails here and there. Unless you're just gonna kick through it. Never mind, I guess that's easy enough.
Look at that. The Ethel becomes an Edward. I didn't think you had it in you, old fruit.
Be quiet.
You know, I noticed something. Lissie never interacts with anything. Anything at all in our environment. Even though she runs around, she's only in places. She doesn't actually physically touch anything. I still don't trust you. You're a figment of my imagination.
Betty? Are you here? Hello? This is Edward Harden. I'm looking for my sister,
Stop
Elizabeth.
shouting, Edward. We're alone. There are only ghosts here.
There are no ghosts.
I don't know about that.
This is freaky. So many pews, they're all empty. No Bible in sight.
What's this rope for?
The bell. What's this?
Lissie, look. Betty's gloves.
Incredible.
They are definitely Betty's.
Oh, for
She got
shit's
these
sake.
in Boston before she left for New York. She bought them at Woolworth. I remember the day She's here.
Where? And why would she leave her clothes lying around? It doesn't make
Breadcrumbs.
sense.
She's sending me a message. She knew I'd recognize her gloves, her hat. She's left a trail for me to follow, like Ariadne's red thread.
We're not in a labyrinth.
Betty will have left more crumbs.
Betty, 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 you're turning into such a pill.
Well, I don't know about breadcrumbs, but it's certainly freaky that our clothes are lying everywhere. If it was one piece of clothing, maybe we just coincidentally found something that looks similar, but this many things,
What happened
Betty...
here?
The sign on the door. God is not here. Their faith was challenged, and it didn't survive.
Betty's most certainly somewhere on the island.
That bell still bothers me. The church book, a record of births and deaths.
So we can find out what happened to the people in the village?
And, Elizabeth. I mean, if she was dead...
Her name would be in the book.
Vandals. Tore it to pieces.
I don't think the missing pages left the church. Look.
Wow. But who'd tear it out this cleanly just to leave it laying
How
around?
many pages are missing?
I counted 4.
They're probably all still here. I know. Let's make it a competition. 1-0 to Team Me.
Okay. I'll win this.
They considered this a sacred place. For them to destroy it. This was an act of desperation and anger.
Maybe someone who lost their faith. Ooh, another piece of parchment. You're slacking, Lizzie.
I wanted you to find that one. I know what a rotten loser you are.
What are you doing? We're in a church.
Thought you didn't believe in God.
I do believe in civility.
I thought you wanted to win this competition. But you can't actually touch the pieces of paper, can you?
Found another one. You get it. It's right here.
See what I mean?
Jesus looks sad.
What reason would Jesus have to be happy?
Don't be blasphemous.
Given that this is all fiction, blasphemy is a contradiction.
Heretic.
Jesus usually looks a lot more handsome in his depictions. He's got those long, beautiful, flowing locks. This one, he kind of just looks like a caveman.
I've never seen you read the Bible before.
I've read the Bible many times. It's an important historical document. For he is our peace, who hath made both one, and hath broken down the middle wall of partition between us.
Did you just translate that into Old English?
I happen to know the verse by heart.
You still manage to surprise me sometimes.
How people can remember these things is beyond me. I can't even remember what I had for dinner last night.
Isn't this a fire hazard?
They're not always lit. Each candle represents a single prayer.
That's a lot of prayers.
There were a lot of deaths.
Ooh, this one's full.
Just one more page missing.
What the heck? You teleported again. Oh no, you're still next to me. Okay. One more page. Do you think it'd be within the pews or upstairs? Because I saw a staircase back here. Heck is this? Oh, what the hell? I teleported
What's
through.
that?
The last sermon that was held here.
What does it say?
The vicar's handwriting is hard to decipher, and the language. He talks about the village being divided for 20 years. This sermon was held on the anniversary of the accident this past summer. He's asking the congregation to help heal old wounds, to forgive, move on. Something to the effect of, you sit in separate aisles in God's house.
Like Ruth's drawing. I told you, she was perceptive.
Hmm.
It sounds like Grovik was split in two, between those who stood by Johann and those who supported Frederick.
Because of Ruth?
The sermon is from before that. No, this is all about the preceding 20 years of division and disagreements. Tilly Verandre.
Edward?
Forgive each other. It addresses Johann and Frederick directly, but I wonder if they were even here.
Remember the wedding picture? They were close friends once. How could they allow their grudge to escalate until...
You call each other traitors, but the only thing you've betrayed are the bonds that unite us. Here's something else. Many of you believe Grovik was cursed 20 years ago. God has not cursed you. This curse is of your own making.
Ruth's drawing mentioned a curse. What do you think that means?
It means they believed they were cursed, and that they needed something or someone to blame for their misfortune.
Missing just one more page. Oh, it's right here. How convenient.
2 for 2. A tie. Good job, Teddy. Old
Stop,
bean.
Lissie. This is not a game. Betty's out there.
Oh, horse feathers. Stop being so gosh darn tedious, Edward. Biddy, biddy, biddy. Will you ever shut up about your precious Betty? Put those pages back in the book, and I'll stop trying to cheer you up.
What if the reason she's so angry is because Lissie's real, but Betty isn't? Betty's just a figment of our imagination. Ah. Ah-ha-ha.
This book goes back years. It lists births and deaths. Here's the 3rd Fretland brother, the one who died in a cave-in. Someone added the word for Banelson, probably quite recently.
What does that mean again?
Curse. That word is all over this book. Not just the men who died in the mine, but other deaths in the last 20 years.
Ruth's drawing and the sermon both mentioned a curse. What do you think it means?
I don't know. There were surprisingly few births.
Perhaps they blame that on the curse as well.
Look here. Ruth Elsa Fretland. She was buried in the cemetery. And the next entry, Simon Fretland. Now this is interesting.
Simon is dead? Oh, that's dreadful.
He drowned the day after Ruth died. Probably no coincidence. See what's scribbled next to it?
Mord?
Murder.
Who killed him? Ruth's father? Or the mob that trashed the store?
It doesn't say. After the children, a half-dozen deaths in a single week.
The curse.
It's listed as the cause for every single death.
Maybe there really was a curse.
Primitive superstition. But something changed after Ruth and Simon. It might explain why there's no one around.
Edward, if it killed everyone, how's that not a curse? What does that word say? Next to those names at the bottom. For
Traitor.
Edward? What's wrong?
The final entry. There's no name. Alice, what if...
Oh, Edward, no.
Betty.
It doesn't mean she's...
She's not dead. She can't be. I'd know.
Teddy.
I need to see the grave for myself. It's not Betty. Betty's still alive.
You can't.
Teddy? Where are you going? Don't leave me!
You can't consecrate a grave like this, man.
Edward!
You better not be here, Betty. I'll never forgive you.
Which one is it?
This one. It's
Oh,
unmarked.
oh no.
What are you doing? Have you gone completely mad? Edward, stop it!
Thank God. It's not her. It's not Betty. It's not her.
Oh, Edward. What have you done?
It's not Elizabeth. I was so afraid.
You're a monster.
But I had to be sure. If Betty...
To hell with your Betty! When did she ever shed a tear for you?
Don't talk about my baby sister like
Or what? Or what, Edward? What will you do? Ignore us? Banish us? You've spent your entire life chasing her. When are you going to do something useful with what's left of it?
Quiet! Just leave me be.
Fine.
I knew it.
Alice? Come back. Don't leave me alone. Please. Come back. I need you.
Props to Juniper's Den for catching this. Last episode, maybe I didn't pay attention, but she pointed it out and then I paid more attention this time. She used the word us instead of me. Aren't you gonna fill this back in, Edward? And where'd all the dirt go? Okay. All right. Oh, hello. You didn't leave me.
You left me. Now listen to me. No.
Oh. This game of tag is next level.
Lissie. Hey. Lissie, please listen to me. I didn't mean what I said.
Ay.
Everything's always about Betty. Betty.
I care about you both.
Until it really matters. Then it's obvious who matters more.
I thought she was dead.
I wish she was!
Don't.
You deserve to be alone.
Please, talk to me.
What's there to talk about?
You can't keep running away from me.
You think you own me? That you control me? That you get to decide how I feel and what I do every minute of every day? That I'm your puppet, your little plaything? Well, fuck you, Edward Charles Harden! I never should have come here with you on this pointless chase!
Now, be reasonable.
I have feelings too. Where'd you go? Did you go in the house?
What are you doing?
What I should have done years ago. Maybe now you'll learn to appreciate us.
Now listen to me. Please listen. Hear me out. Don't do this. You can't do this to me. I need you.
I can't choose any of these options.
I can't lose you. I can't live without you. Don't, please, don't, no. What? No.
Oh.
Oh, Alice. What have you done? Please be all right. Please don't.
You make me sick, Edward. Your mother and father would be ashamed. Elizabeth would be ashamed. They did not think you deserved their love, so they abandoned you.
Don't.
Oh, my child. We are all that you have, and we love you. We are here. With us, you are never alone. Do not forget.
No, Never. I never forget. I am never alone.
Jesus Christ. I severely underestimated how fragmented your mind is. You are one messed up man. What happened to you? Who hurt you? Tell me, I'll protect you.
Wake up, Edward.
Oh god, that is creepy.
Stop hiding. Without us, you are nothing. You cannot hide from us.
Where's Lissie?
Alice is not here.
Bring her back. Please. I need her.
Alice does not love Elizabeth like you do.
She loves me.
Not like I do, Edward.
I'm so tired. Please.
What do you want?
I think of you so often. You have no idea.
You just want me to forgive you so that we can keep looking for your precious, perfect Betty.
She needs us.
She never needed you, Teddy Bear. And she certainly doesn't need us.
I can't find her on my own.
Well, it's just too bad, my darling Edward. Because we're done playing second fiddle to little sis.
Wait, don't go. I'm talking to you, Lissie. Oh.
Well, at least we can give her the gloves. Oh, the gloves are already here. But there's only one pair. Where's the other one? Okay. So much has happened. Who hurt you, Edward? Why are you like this? What happened to you? We'll find out more in the next episode. Thanks for watching. See ya.